Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Johnson. What are you looking for in life, do you know? You ever decided what your goals really are? How high are your goals? You're trying to get something very elite or unrealistic? You're trying to get something way below your means so you can make sure you approach it or get it? Your life has a lot to do with your goals, and your success in life, your feelings of how you are, has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself. Are you willing to confront the challenges, or would you just rather sit back on your failures and moan? Consider the epitome of success. It's the one who inherits a fortune and then lives rich, or the one who builds the fortune by working on his dreams. Fact is, it doesn't matter. Although the final outcome might be similar, we all travel down a different road. And the true success is found in how we look at it. Is it a person who accepts a mediocre relationship in lieu of the dream girl he had in mind, and that is where it probably will always stay, or that is on his mind? Or is it the leader who fails miserably, takes the punches, learns from his hurt and grief, and studies his mistakes, and then rises to try again? What would make some sense out of it? From the people who rise above the ashes and clean themselves off to try again? Sometimes we're going to succeed, and if we don't, our hearts are still in our efforts. The way we handle our disappointments and failures is every bit and even more important than how we achieve our success. Some of the greatest companies became at one point or another the worst of companies in their failure. Their survival is in their history. And somehow, when they were able to come back on top, they earn our highest respect. The greatest leaders in history experienced their mistakes in the midst of their failures, and we became the better for it. Usually, their defeats are public, open for all of us to see, humbling, and reminding us in our failure that we are human, often mistaken in our judgments, and paying for our misjudgment. But a true leader never accepts this condition as their finality. There's no time to dwell on disappointment. There's no space to lose confidence in ourselves. There is another day, another hour, when a risk must be taken, a risk that, if successfully completed, will put that man back on the top. These kind of people are the people that offer us hope, that comfort to our misshapen lives, and optimism in a world that is anxious to see us disgraced. These leaders have no time to point their finger at someone else and tell them how bad they've been. Instead, they're remaking their own lives from the ground up, and that keeps them very busy. It's tough-minded leaders who walk in the midst of the obstacle jungle and present possibilities to a war-torn, business-bankrupt world that actually turns them into leaders. These leaders are the hope of the human race, unleashing the possibilities on us and making us rethink our own failures and teaching us how to become a success. We live in a world of despair, of floods from a hurricane that has taken our homestead, financial ruin that has brought us to bankruptcy, jobless people that have no means of support. It's up to us to drag ourselves from our inner being into leadership in all of us and change the world into a world of hope and possibility. We must recognize the personal challenge to face in a relationship, in business, and we must make the decision that will turn those challenges into great accomplishments. Life does not have to be, nor should it be, easy. Rain falls on the just and the unjust. It's how we respond. We must believe in ourselves, in our individual spirit. We must rise above the pain. Don't pray for a time when these problems will pass. Pray for strength now to overcome these problems in God's presence and in the presence of our fellow man, and to be an example of one who fell and got up and fell again and got up again, and who will keep getting up until we're successful. Remember this: failure only comes when we quit.